Hi, I'm Dr. Karla Lester here with 10 Health. I am a Lincoln pediatrician, founder and executive director of Teach a Kid to Fish, which is a nonprofit with a mission to prevent and reduce childhood obesity by empowering Lincoln children and families to eat healthy and be active. And we're here today at the UNL Children's Center to learn about one of my favorite Teach a Kid to Fish programs called Little Voices for Healthy Choices. So Little Voices for Healthy Choices is a program which addresses young children's health. We can help them form health habits early, and they will stick with them for life. And we're excited to teach you about the program today. Hi, we're here with Jackie Foged, the director of the UNL Children's Center, and we're excited to learn more about the Children's Center and how the programs worked here. So welcome, Jackie. Thank you. And can you tell us a little bit more about just the Children's Center overall?
Yes, we opened in August of 2009, and currently we have about 165, 170 children. Most of them are UNL faculty and staff. There's quite a few students, and then just a few from the general community of Lincoln.
And what ages and how many kids were you working on in the program specifically with Little Voices for Healthy Choices?
Okay. We have ages 6 weeks to 5 or 6. If they don't go to kindergarten, then they get to be 6 here. And we used all the classrooms when we worked with Little Voices for Healthy Choices.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the program here and how it was, just first of all, some of the logistics and how it worked?
We have 10 classrooms, and we have one cook that cooks for all of us. We have 24 full-time staff and 100 plus student employees that work here. So they're doing all our little exercises and eating healthy food.
That's a lot of populations you're working with. You're working with not only the young kids, but you're working with the parents and reaching out to them, and then also the child care providers. Yep. So a lot of really important populations with this program. So what specific changes did the Children's Center make through Little Voices for Healthy Choices?
Our cook does a 5-week menu plan, so that way we know what's coming up, we know what we're going to eat, and we don't have to scramble for what we should be feeding that's healthy.
Since this last fall, you started to maybe do some changes as far as increasing fruits and vegetables and things like that. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the specific changes?
We tried to go more fresh fruit, more fresh vegetables, and the meat was a big one. We tried to go with a leaner meat. Beans are a good substitute for lean meat, so we're trying to incorporate that in. It's try to cut out a lot of the fats and meats, like hamburger. If you go with an 80-20, it's more fattier than going with a 90-10. So you want to try to get towards a leaner meat. We do a lot of turkey, a lot of beans, like I said. If you're gonna do hamburger, do a 90-10 or a leaner. Cheese for a meat substitute or beans for a meat substitute. Some soy products. A lot, getting away from the fatty stuff. And as far as the vegetables go, we're trying to incorporate a more larger variety. Some of the kids might, they might be at home and they might be eating green beans and corn and peas. Those are the common vegetables we know at home. Okay, so we're going to try to incorporate maybe some asparagus or Brussels sprouts or beets, something that you wouldn't commonly eat at home. So that way they get their variety and they get to try something new, and it's colorful and it's exciting, and it helps their taste buds.
And how have the kids received that?
At first it was a little rough going. They say it takes kids 10 tries of food before they know they like it, or if they don't like it. It took maybe 2 or 3 months going through the menu cycle to get them used to it, and now a lot of them surprisingly like the Brussels sprouts.
Or what are the barriers for someone in your position to make those changes as far as budgets go, preparation?
It's a tad more expensive on some of it. You can work your way around expenses as far as finding frozen or canned. We try to stay away from canned. We try, all our vegetables are either frozen or fresh.
Or buying things in season, maybe.
Right, in season is the big thing. Fruits is really hard unless they're in season. If you get a canned fruit, get it with 100% juice, not light syrup or heavy syrup. It's better than 100% juice. Preparation's a little rougher because you have a lot more stuff. With a fresher vegetable, you have to, make sure you're rinsing them off and cleaning them really well before you cut them and put them in the pan, and as opposed to just opening a bag and putting it in the can or putting it in a pan. So, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
it is.
that's
Nutrition
great.
is worth it.
And as far as preparation for the family style meals, your center has family style meals, so the kids are serving themselves.
The teachers here do a wonderful job of directing the kids to serve their own. They start really young. I think a lot of that helps with the portion amount. Kids know what they want and they know what they don't want, and they're able to choose, and having that choice kind of helps them make the better decision. Today on the menu we're having tuna melts. Tuna is one of the leaner meats, and it's high in omega-3, which is good for children, and actually it's one of the kids' favorites. We are up to 200 people that I serve a day. We do breakfast, lunch, and a snack. They start from newborn to 5 years, or when they start kindergarten. There's a lot of work to it, but I have students that help me.
Even though you're used to cooking for 200 people a couple times plus a snack a day, it is intimidating for a lot of families, maybe that don't have either the skills or they don't know how to maybe put a meal together.
Sure.
As far as, it seems like, do you have any advice for parents of young kids today who are working?
I know fast food restaurants try to gear towards nutrition, and they're a little bit better than what they used to be. But it's so much more healthy to cook at home, because you can control how you cook it and what you put in it. My suggestion, like what I do at home, as far as time, I know everybody's really busy nowadays, so it's easy just to go to the drive-thru and get it done. If you take one Sunday and you prepare a casserole, or 2 or 3 different types of casseroles, and maybe portion them out and freeze them. And then that way when you get home and you don't want to cook, you don't want to have to cook from scratch, you just pull it out of the freezer and warm it up. That's one of the ways I do it at home, at least, to help with the healthiness and not spending the extra money to go out to eat, even. And try to incorporate more frozen, like go to the frozen food section and get frozen vegetables. They have steamer packages that you can just throw in the microwave and steam them up. And that's a lot healthier than having to go get a large french fry at the drive-thru.
Sometimes they snap when I open them.
Oh, they do? Is that where they get the name?
And they snap when I open them too. And watch it, they will snap.
I like the food, and our children's center is very fresh and healthy. And every day they got milk and the fruit, fresh fruit, and it looks like homemade food. I really like it.
And so one of the goals of the program, is to infuse like policies so that these are lasting changes in the center. So what are some of the specific policies that you all have done for nutrition and physical activity?
Yep, we wrote 2 very lengthy policies, and it was great to have the support from Little Voices for Healthy Choices to help us do that. We're getting ready to do our spring-summer menu, and actually we pulled out the policy to make sure that we don't have those breaded foods in there more than once a month. And we also were able to write things down. Just when you tell parents what's going to happen, then they know to expect it. So our outdoor policy it's pretty strict. We go out, if your child's here, we go out every day, as long as the weather's above 0 or there's not a heat advisory. So then parents know I'm going to have to dress my child appropriately so they can be successful.
And what other kinds of like physical activity changes have you made?
We added a creative movement class for everyone. It's not an additional charge, but it's something different that kids get to do that's exciting, and it's not just their classroom teacher doing it. So it's a fun person to come in and make a difference.
Well, that's great. And so what do you think are the keys to success? Because I know with any program, like we have to have a champion like you are, but then there also has to be, engagement with the providers, with the kids, with the parents, with the cook. So how did you make that all happen?
Well, we all participated in the meetings with Emily, who supported us, and that was helpful. It's just nice to have everybody on the same page, hearing the same information. So that's good. And then if you just tell people what you expect, that's how you get their support. So it's nice to know what you're needed, what's your piece. Our cook has a piece, our staff have a piece, the student staff have a piece, and then actually I do too. And if parents don't know what it is you're doing, it's hard for them to be supportive. So you have to include everyone.
And do you think that, what role does the child care center have versus the parents? We hear that, of course it's the parents' role to keep their children healthy. So how are you engaging parents, and what are the different roles?
Actually, I think parents are more important than us. We're teaching them how to do it at home. They're here during the day, but we only serve them breakfast and lunch. So parents still have to do that nighttime meal, and television is a big thing. We watch very limited TV. Like, we've watched five shows, I think, since we've been open. And to let parents know that they need that hour of physical activity, and that's why our outside policy is so important, because it's dark in the winter. It's dark when they come, it's dark when they go home, so that's why we take them outside here. We've tried to add to my monthly newsletter, we send out a little activity calendar that typically just has nutrition and physical activity ideas in it. Or we throw in a fun food snack like a banana snowman, or things we've done recently. And parents don't have to do them, but the support is there, so if they are having trouble coming up with things to do, they have somewhere to find it.
That's great. So in general, would you have some specific recommendations for parents so that they can really continue and support all the things that their children are learning while they're at the center during the day?
I just think they should just ask us if they have questions, because we do have a lot of knowledge, but they can bring knowledge to us too, and we can learn from them. We have a great big center, so it's like we have this big pool of people who can help us be better. And it's not just falling on us or just on parents, but we can all support each other.
Okay, that's great to keep kids healthy. So like the family-style meals would be helpful, and continue to role model and incorporate more fruits and vegetables like the center is doing, and more physical activity time, and getting kids outside, and limiting screen time. Those are all things that it sounds like you all are doing here, and that parents should work on at home too as well.
I like broccoli, and I have a food that I like. I like kales.
Pineapple?
Wow.
Broccoli!
Yeah, she loves it.
Carrots!
No.
Tomatoes!
Those are all
Yes, very good.
Blueberries! Strawberries!
Hope you join us for another show.
My favorite thing is a flowers is what are you doing? Drawing boards in the close motor area. I like the blocks.
What do you guys like?
We like playing with the blocks too.